Like and subscribe to my channel and click the bell icon to get new video updates.
Analysis Preseason number 1 North Carolina has flattened, but there is still time. Similar to last year, the Tar Heels are at a mid-season crossroads with no success well into February. Unlike last year, North Carolina was the number 1 preseason team in the poll of Associated Press after bringing back 4 starters, and the best sub from a team that made the national title game. Only thing missing is stretch 4's Brady Manek, who helped the Tar Heels rise to 11 wins in 12 games before they lose to Kansas on the final night of the season. His replacement, former Northwestern forward Pete Nance, is a capable option, averaging 10.6 points. But he is only a 31.1% outsider, while Manek is solved many problems with distance last season, while scoring 40.3% of his three-pointers. Still, Manek's absence is far too simple to point out. Guards R.J. Davis and Caleb Love are on the outside. Protect slipped, and Love's performance as a presenter has also fallen. Center Armando Bacchett's numbers aren't dramatically different from last year this season, but he still relies on the backcourt to create many of his chances. And as for possible options from the bank, they have not materialized. Factoring in the performance of Puff Johnson and Seth Trimble in their respective starts, Tar Heels reserves have averaged 12 points per game throughout the season. This often results in more than a few eye rolls, but the reality is that teams don't start exactly where they left off. It is also a reminder to outsiders not to overestimate a small sample size of games. At this point last season, it was uncertain if North Carolina would be an NCAA tournament team. They were on the wrong end of many one-sided losses, and didn't look like Final Four material at least until they spoiled former Duke coach Mike Krzyzewski's last home game. The Tar Heels are looking like a borderline postseason team again, and again they have about a month to figure things out before the NCAA tournament. Maybe they do, but if their first 24 games illustrate anything, they're an entirely different team at Chapel Hill, even if many of the faces are familiar. The Razorbacks had a 3-week wobble early in the SEC game, losing 5 of 6 overall, falling to 12-6. It wasn't what was expected of Eric Musselman's team, which has been largely stitched together with transfers and newcomers, and has remained a favorite of metrics, even as losses to league opponents piled up. It is not hard to trace the Razorbacks' troubles to the absence of forward Trevon Brazile and announced freshman guard Nick Smith Jr. Meanwhile, Wichita State's Ricky Council IV emerged as the team's top pick, averaging 17.1 points. The boys are still learning, no one's head down, Riley said this week. It was really in that moment, after that really tough loss, that I knew that once we got into a conference, this team would be able to do something really special. 24 Rutgers in Illinois. Maybe that helps the question of who is the second best team in the Big Ten. The Scarlet Knights haven't lost a straight league game all season, but they failed on Tuesday in Indiana. The Illini have not played since Saturday's loss in Iowa, and Matthew Mayer has averaged 18.8 points in his last 4 games. 21 Connecticut at number 23 Creighton. The Huskies first met at Storrs on January 7, in what probably feels like an eternity for both teams. Connecticut lost 4 of its next 5, although it seems to have finally stabilized things with Tuesday's loss of Marquette. Creighton is on a 7-game win streak and can put even more distance from UConn with a win. 7 UCLA in Oregon. Jamie Jacques Jr. and the Bruins wrap up their Oregon swing with a visit to Eugene.